Okay, so excuse me for being late, but I just saw this new thing where Candace Owens has like these they're not really debates because debates don't work like that, but these back and forths with women from the audience, right? And I did see Priscilla come up there and do a ridiculous, her shit was ridiculous, but there was another black woman I saw just now where she literally killed the argument, but because of the psychological conditioning of patriarchy and internalized misogyny in this country, and what you guys refer to wrongly as misogynoir when it is actually misogynoir, right? The women had a problem with this young black woman who is highly articulate, right? Explaining that when you see people like Candace Owens, all these dudes on TikTok, especially this ignorant motherfucker, I Am Truth, that y'all have to be real. When a motherfucker come out of jail and tell you that he sat down, studied you, and saw your desperation, and literally calling y'all desperados out here, and then came online, told you he was going to exploit your desperation for men to make him rich, and then y'all actually making him rich, is the craziest shit ever. I mean, this motherfucker is not intelligent. He does not have the gift of gab, but what he does have is he preys on the insecurities and the indoctrination of women to believe in shit that is harmful to themselves. The family structure is not real. It is created by patriarchy and capitalism to make money off of you, for you to continue to live in poverty and have children you cannot afford, so rich people could still buy yachts, buy up all the property and keep you a forever renter, and make sure that when your children are violated or you are beat half to death or even killed by black femicide, nothing really changes. The person goes to prison for a little while and the next generation lives the same shit over and over again. It is until you realize that all these people pushing marriage, relationships, gender roles, and women's complacency and submission and compliance to their inferiority to men, and how you must live your life in service, and what's the other thing? You gotta live your life in service to them. You gotta live your life in groveling to them and making sure that they're sexually satisfied. Until you stop believing in all that bullshit and that women were born from some fucking ridiculous story of women coming from some nigga's rib, where if that shit was ever real, they should be out here solving their own population crisis today. Just throw niggas on the ground, take out a rib, and poof, a motherfucker will pop up, right? You gotta stop believing in fairy tales. This shit is equivalent to a Grimm's fairy tale. Y'all gotta stop believing in this shit. And the reason you have people like Candace Owens, I Am Truth, and anybody else out here trying to make you feel bad about you being strong, independent within yourself, where you don't need another motherfucker holding your hand, breathing on you in the bed to make you feel like you're somebody, or that I am woman now because I got a nigga who fucks on me, lays next to me and stinks and has shit stains in his drawers. I am woman now. Until you realize that all that shit they're trying to promote to you is a trap for you to continue like a hamster on the wheel of capitalism in America, running on that shit and running on that shit till you fucking die and get replaced by another gerbil, to continue to keep the wheels of capitalism and white supremacy control in this country going. When you see motherfuckers like Candace Owens, I Am Truth, or anybody else that is always fixated on relationships, denigrating women because women are supposed to live their fucking life to please men, because women are not seen as human beings. They're not seen as anyone who has the right to live life for themselves and themselves alone. If you are not here in this life to be of service or a servant to someone, then why are you even fucking born? What good are you if somebody is not always busting a fucking nut on you or impregnating you so a fucking pedophile can have a child to fucking traffic? Or what good are you if I can't beat your ass, fuck you, make you clean up the house, terrorize you, terrorize those kids you have, so you could make me feel good as a man, because I could stroke my fucking ego with all the violence and trauma that I inflict on you. This is the shit they're trying to get you to swallow, as if this shit is American as apple pie. Because when you believe in this shit and you are conditioned to believe this shit, it is. It is. And when you have an emergence of all this shit constantly coming at you, where people are trying to define what womanhood is, what femininity is, what a black woman should be doing, you need to look at that shit and go, why the fuck are you really doing this? That's really what y'all should be doing. Because if you have not noticed, right, black women in America are the freest women in the whole fucking world. We don't have religions like in Muslim countries that keep us from going outside, keep us from getting an education, and we can't get killed by honor killings, right? When you live in a country where you have the ability to get unity, solidarity, and fight for the change in a country that you need to keep it progressing, instead of regressing into the fucking Stone Age, where if they keep this shit up, where it becomes a country where women lose all rights and we out here living like fucking Mad Max, full anarchy, where women are out here becoming fucking serial killers to the 29th power, children are becoming a rarity like in that movie fucking Children of Man, and women are damn near at the point where we cannot reproduce anymore. And other countries of the world have to literally come together the way they did in World War I and II and invade America just to set this motherfucker right and to restart the clock in America, so that tyranny, slavery, oppression, and dictatorship comes to a fucking end. Y'all have to understand this in order for this shit to be stopped now before it gets too crazy. And you have to get to the point where, as women, you have to understand that you only win this fight by conditioning your minds to stop being slaves to men, and teaching your sons, who will be the future men, that the shit that these men are on today are straight bullshit, and that they're not to get caught up in any of the stuff that's happening in this world, including their sexual identity, that stops them from being the people that set the wrong right. And I fully mean that. You cannot have confused men in this world where they're thinking that the only way they're supposed to live life is for their own happiness, my own individuality. It's all about what I want, my way or the highway. Fuck what everybody else needs. I don't care about my community. I don't care about the bigger picture of being a citizen of the motherfucking world, where what I do where I live, no matter where I am on the globe, matters to another motherfucking person's life. You have to understand that. So that when you see people like Candace Owens and all these other people online, on television, in the news, on the newspaper, social media, in the public office, you can look at them and go, I don't give a fuck what you say. What you saying is wrong. I'm not gonna go along with that shit. I'm not gonna support it. I'm gonna do my very best to put you out of fucking business. And if put them out of business means you don't have to patronize Candace Owens' channel. You could boycott that bitch and everything she's affiliated with. Take the money from them and watch that bitch fade to black. You could do the same motherfucking thing with any person in office. You don't agree with what they saying? Okay. We're going to bid our time. And when it's time for the people to have their say by way of vote or social activism, we're going to come for that ass, right? The same way like in New York City. You got all these racist fucking white people. You got all these racist fucking Hispanic people and Asian people and all these people that want to be white who are not white, but that were classified as white in the census so that the white people could be the majority of America when they're actually not, okay? All these people went out of their way to try to vote all these traditional racist white men, talking about Cuomo, right, to be the next governor of New York City. Next mayor, sorry. But do you know what the Muslim man did? Zoran, I forget his name, I'm sorry, look it up, right? He looked at the demographics of the city and he said, I'm going to tap into the people that hardly ever vote, hardly feel like they have any representation. And he was very clever. Because what he did, being a Muslim man, was he reminded people of all of the promises that Mayor Adams reneged on when it came to the Muslims against the Jews, right? With all the stuff that's happening on the other side of the world. He also reminded them of what they did with the ICE people, immigration, schools, the budgets they cut, the child care they took away, the jobs they took away from us, and the salaries they reduced in this city that used to be higher, right? The housing problems, everything that affected his community, which is the Muslim community, which is a huge amount of fucking people in New York City. Do not be twisted or fooled by that. There are a lot of fucking Muslim people in New York City. He used that to motivate those people to come out. And not only by him activating those people, did it activate people like me and others who felt and remembered what he was talking about, said, you right, Zohani, you fucking right. And we voted for him. And now guess what? We have a changing of the fucking guard. We're going to probably have our first Muslim mayor of New York City. About motherfucking time. Because in my opinion, everybody in this country who is of wherever they come from, whatever race, ethnicity, they all deserve a turn at being in government, because we all live, participate, pay in, and contribute to this fucking country. So they need to be represented, and they need to look out for everybody, not just their own kind, like all the Hispanic representatives do, right? And we need to put laws in place where when you don't look out for all people that incorporate and encompass this fucking country, you immediately are taken out of office. That way you would not have white supremacy. You would not have all this prejudice and anti-blackness against black people and everybody else. This is how you push back against this shit. And you yourself have to start running for office, whoever the fuck you are that's watching this video. If you feel like, maybe you're right, lady, go and try it. But just do the right thing by everybody. Don't go running for office and only care about continuing or being an extension of white supremacy. We don't need that. We need to have a real fucking democracy in this country where people understand the hard fucking suffering that my people have suffered in this country since its conception. We were here before the white people came. We were here before this fucking country became what it was, and they brought more of us here. You have to understand that. And you have to understand that we deserve our reparations, and we deserve everything else that these white folks in America wronged other people. We deserve our share as well. So when you decide to go for office, give us what we deserve and give everybody else that comes to this country and that is in this country everything they deserve. Everybody in this country deserves a place to sleep, a place, money to spend to take care of their family, a way to retire healthy, send their kids to college reasonably, and be able to have savings and be happy. Not be struggling because another person don't like your skin color, or that you black, or you speak another language, or you don't agree with their religion. That shit needs to be deaded in this country. Do you understand? And it begins with y'all, with something as simple as bucking back against stupid shit that people like Candace Owens, I Am Truth, and anybody else is out here trying to push as the main focus of what you should be concerned with, when that is bullshit. And when you're putting all your energy and your focus on relationships and being with a person and somebody to fuck on and all that dumb shit, you're not paying attention to the fact that these people over here are taking your rights away. They're changing the laws behind your back. They're working together to keep you a permanent underclass and to literally take you back into slavery without putting chains on your bodies. And I'm not saying that just for black people. I'm saying that for all of you. Because what they're doing to Hispanic people today with this immigration, they have been doing to black people forever in this country. Okay? And it will escalate. The more that y'all allow these people to get in office and continue to become presidents, mayors, governors, etc. They're going to keep attacking people one by one, group by group, until they get it where it's the way they want it to be, which is make America great again. All white folks in control, oppressing and suppressing everybody else. If you want that to stop, people of color and black people, you have the numbers to change it. It is about fucking time y'all wake up and see that. Because even though Zohan, I'm sorry, I don't know his name correctly, he won, right? And he probably will win in October, and then in the general election is November, right? He's a Muslim man. They're already trying to sling mud on his name and create a hate campaign against this man. But for people like me and others who do not believe in that, we're going to support this dude. I just hope that this dude is going to support us too and not be racist and anti-black like typically Muslims are, Indian people, and anybody else that believe in caste systems and that love whiteness to the point where they're fucking bleaching their skin and wanting to be like white people. I hope this dude is not like that. But if he is, he would not be the first racist we have in New York, and he'll be a one-term mayor, and he will fuck it up for the point where they would never win again. You know what I'm saying? Because many people voted for this dude. I voted for this dude. So he and everybody else has to realize that when we put our faith in you, all of us people who voted for you, you are not supposed to let us down. You're not supposed to get in office and go back to business as usual. So that people like Candace Owens and others that are out here pushing the white supremacist agenda of get married, believe in everything the white people tell you to do, you need the nuclear family household, when that's not part of your culture. That's not part of your traditional ethnicity. We as people of color and black people, we have extended family. We live in community settings as family. We live in groups as family. We're not used to just a father, just a mother and kids so that the woman can be beat half to death by a fucking husband, or the kids be sexually molested by a husband and nobody is around to say, nah, motherfucker, you're not going to be doing that over here. That is the reason why they keep pushing this whole nuclear family shit. It is because they need all these dudes that are fucked up in the head, oozing all this toxic masculinity all over the place, to be so fucking addicted to being tyrants in their homes and being allowed to do shit in the dark that never comes to the light, like molesting their children, beating their wives, preying on their neighbors' children. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to the news, but it was a study done the other day. I was listening to this white dude, I forget where he was from, but he was talking about how the reason this administration is doing all this stuff with like taking away the sex registry, making it hard for parents and children to know who are the actual sexual predators coming after little kids, is because when he was talking about this study, he was saying that the majority of sexual child predators, pedophiles, are white males in their 40s, right? And they're typically husbands of families. And we also know that that applies to some of the most notorious white serial killers as well. It's crazy. I think, I'm trying to think of that guy's name. I don't know if it was Ed Gein, but it was some dude out in the Midwest. He was a great father, great husband, but this motherfucker was stacking bodies of little boys all underneath his house. And at his workplace. Like, this is the sick shit that you have to understand. May seem like I'm rambling, but it's all tied in together. Like, you have to realize that when you participate in pushing the indoctrinated bullshit they have been pushing to us since slavery, right? With white supremacy is here, everybody's down here, and if we tell you you're supposed to live your life like this, you're supposed to love to live this, you're supposed to tell other people to do this, you're supposed to want to do this, you have to get that shit out of your mind. And you have to realize that that saying of if you can't beat them, join them is bullshit. It is just another way to control the masses of people so that people do not push back for their rights and for change, appropriate fucking change, so everybody can have something in this world. And that chaos is a thing of the past, and people actually learn to cooperate with other people who do not look like them. It's really that fucking simple. It's civility on fucking steroids, which would equally be real fucking democracy for once in this bullshit ass country that always complains democracy but never shows it or gives people the ability to participate in it. It's crazy. It's really crazy. But you gotta understand that ultimately the reason you have all these people coming out pushing all this white agenda stuff is because they don't want you to take them out of power. They want you to be out here rallying and supporting for their benefit and their benefit only, with you being under some type of hypnotism or sick fucking twisted cult-like belief that, oh, if I have this nuclear family thing, then I'll be just like Becky and Josh and have the white picket fence and the 2.3 kids or whatever the fuck it is. And that's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. They constantly give you shit to stay fixated on to keep you from obtaining your goal. It's called hoodwinking. Yeah. Cloak and dagger. So a person like Candace Owens could just go to fucking hell because that whole show or whatever it is she got set up over there is rigged for her. Everything in this country is rigged like that. They always have loopholes they can use where they usurp your fucking rights, power, and benefit for themselves. Now, she's got that program set up where people from the audience can debate her, but she puts out a type of narrative where the brainwashed people in the audience go against the person that's trying to debunk what she's saying or prove what she's saying is bullshit. And then when the person really gets good and they get going in their argument to show that what she's saying is full of shit, then you got the white bitch behind her that goes, with some fucking buzzer. Your time is up. You've been voted off the panel. Please return to your seat. You cutting motherfuckers off midterm in their flow because they getting ready to show the people that the way you thought this bitch was telling you the truth and showing you something that was beneficial to you, she was not. And I was about to expose that. But the person behind her is cutting me off and getting you to rally behind her against me so that you could continue to be blind, continue to be duped into the bullshit. Y'all better wake up and realize everything that they pushing on these social media agendas where it's always about women conforming to other people's opinions of us and breaking down and sitting down and laying down to oppression and suppression, submitting to bullshit, feeling inferior to men, teaching your daughters that you're inferior to men. That's what they need to keep patriarchy and misogyny, inequality, and injustice alive. Kill that shit with defiance, non-compliance, and pushback for your own motherfucking rights. See y'all later.